When I started this garden, I made mistakes, big ones, and today I'm going to show you 5 of them so that you don't repeat them. Mistake number 1 was the placement of these garden beds. I only left about 15 inches of space between the garden beds and the fence, and I should have moved them out a little further. The reason is, it affects this garden bed primarily. Once I put this trellis here, I end up with a lot of space right in the center of the garden bed here that I can't access because there's trellis in the way. Now, thankfully for me, this is an easy fix. So before my spring garden, I'll remove this trellis. I'm going to move it to this side of the garden bed, and then I should be good. But for now, I end up with this whole space in the middle that I can't utilize because there's not enough space for me to get around the back. The second issue with that spacing is that since it's so close to the fence, it creates a perfect little tunnel for critters to come and use that as a pathway to run in and out of my garden, giving them plenty of opportunity to hide. And you definitely don't want rodents or critters in your garden. Another issue that this created was putting them so close to the fence line. I never imagined that I would want to be a fall winter gardener. I only thought about summer and spring gardening. But the issue is that since my garden beds are so close to the fence and the sun sits so far down on the horizon during the winter, that I only get full sun on about a third of each of my garden beds, which isn't great if you want to maximize the space in your garden. Mistake number 2, the placement of this key lime tree. I love the limes that come off of it, and we do utilize them, but the placement of it is terrible. It was already here when we bought the place, and I just left it, but all it does is cast shade on my garden beds and on my grow bags, especially during the winter when the sun is so low on the horizon. Eventually, it's going to have to be moved, but for now, I'll just deal with it. Mistake number 3 is right here at this peach tree. I love this peach tree, and this side of it is beautiful, but if you look on that side over there, it's scrawny, it's not doing well. I think the reason is, down on the ground here, there were 2 existing shrubs here that I cut off when we bought this place because I knew I wanted this for my garden. But I didn't remove the root systems. So I think what's happening is the root system on the far side of the tree is competing with the root system that was there from the previous shrubs and not getting enough nutrients to that side of the tree. I don't think there's anything that I can do about that now. I think it is what it is at this point. Mistakes number 4 and 5 happen both right here with the chicken coop. I love the chickens. I love the farm fresh eggs. I love everything about having chickens. However, what I should have done when I put this coop, I should have set up the garden where I could move it out a little bit further and that it wasn't directly up against the shed, because 2 things are happening. These are mistakes 4 and 5. The first mistake is that because it's so close to the shed, the roosting bar that sits back there, when the chickens evacuate themselves overnight, it splashes up against the shed, and I'm worried that over time it's going to deteriorate the wood that's on the shed. So mistake number 4, having this chicken coop too close to the shed. Mistake number 5 also happens here because it's so close to the shed. Again, the same issue that I had with the garden beds being too close to the fence, creating a tunnel for rodents and other critters. This creates a nice place for the rodents to go between the shed and the chicken coop and burrow and tunnel under my shed. What I should have done is move this whole thing out about another foot and set up the garden that way so that there was no tight space between the coop and the shed. Gardening is definitely a process, and it's taught me one thing. Mistakes don't mean failure, they mean you're learning, and next time you build it better.